Useless agent is on your TV, the laptop, or your PC, whatever you call it.
There's so many other platforms.
Useless agent on your Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, or HP, wherever you want it. Enjoy. All right, how's it going, my beautiful starflies? It is another day. Today is the 7th of January. So that means today is today wraps up the first week in 2024. This is the first week. I gotta tell you, that's why I've already posted the year of the sociopath. I don't get it. I don't get it. This year sucks already. So yeah, in the last like 7 days, I have lost one friend through death, and then three good friends that have literally just fallen off. So maybe this is a year for change. I don't know. But my point is that there's only so much a person can take, and then it's just not right. Hang on one second. This shit's about to turn off. Hang on a second. I'm sorry, guys. It only does this when it's ready to shut off. So I don't want to turn off the damn program. So let's just put this bitch in. All right. So, all right. So yeah, it's week one, and it's like already off to this like horrible start that I just like couldn't believe we're already at this bad start. So, for instance, I had a best friend, not like, yeah, sure. I had a best friend that, I've loved this person for a long time. I would have done anything for her. She was, I never looked for sex or anything like that. Whatever happens, happens. There's nothing wrong with sleeping with your friend, by the way. Let's just get that right out of the way. There's nothing wrong with sleeping with your friend. You guys can be friends with benefit. It don't really matter as long as y'all know how to keep cool and don't put too much emotion in it. And they always say that sex will just ruin a relationship. Some of them have actually improved my relationship with others because you really know the most about them in between the sheets. But that has never changed my relationships. I've pretty much probably been with every one of my female friends, and it's not a big deal because it's just boredom. That's really what it was. It's just boredom and just saying, hey, let's just fuck. Back then that's how it was. In the 60s they had free love and shit, but now it's just, hey, I'm bored, you're bored, let's get naked. Now my problem is that we've come to this point where it's just a me generation. And every generation complains about shit, or at least every generation complains about the previous generation being like that. But this is the first time that I can say that it's dead on true. So the reason why I titled it this was because like the very best friend that I'm talking about that I had that just treated me like dog shit. One of them, the first one, she was like embarrassed of me or something. And meanwhile, like I've been to so many parties with this person. We've done so much shit together. And then when I wanted to come by, and like meet her friends or whatever, I got this like disclaimer or something. Now, if your friend gives you a disclaimer before you meet their friends, that means that they're embarrassed of you, bro. So you can either accept that and say, yeah, I'm kind of an embarrassment, or say, hey, I don't deserve this shit. Fuck you. Who do you think you are? And I went with the latter. And it gave me a different perspective on what their thoughts of me was, And so the very next one, I go over there yesterday. I wanted to go to her house and just hang out. And so I bring some goodies and shit. But if you go on a date with some guy, you don't ask them how much cash do you have. You don't ask them how much money's in your wallet. You don't ask them how much you got on your debit card. You just go on the date and have fun. You go out and hang out. You don't have any numbered specification, And I got treated kind of like that. And yeah, I've never been so hurt in my life. I've never been that butthurt over something. Like normally, like I don't really give a shit. I always tell you guys I don't fucking care. But when someone close to you treats you like you have to have something for them in order to chill with them, that's insulting and it's degrading. It's not human and you're a prick. So I don't care if you're fucked up and that's how you said it. If you want to come back and apologize sometime, I'll take your apology. Give me a couple of weeks and I'll probably chill with you again. But to make a friend feel like they're not worthy of your company is something that's like sociopath 101, And so I wanted to start off by showing you like some real fucking people and talking about the whole issue on the Cat Williams thing on calling out Smiley, but I know we did that yesterday. So instead, we're going to look at some different things on how. First, we're going to look at signs on to see if someone's a sociopath, and then we're going to look at how to deal with that. And then I want to see if they have similar ideas that I do, because I seem to have my own idea on how to fix this, but I want to see what pseudo quasi professionals think.
Hey Psych2Goers, welcome back to our channel. We wanted to let you know that your ongoing support helps us make psychology and mental health more accessible.
That's great. Let's go.
So, thank you for all the love that you've given us. As a disclaimer, we want to remind you that this video is struggling with is meant to provide a diagnosis for patterns that include manipulation, deceit, aggression, and lack of empathy. Sociopaths tend to engage in risky behavior and violate laws at the expense of themselves or others. These individuals may have a compromised moral compass and are usually perceived as unethical, immoral, and irresponsible. Despite the media's glamorization and inaccurate portrayal of sociopaths, most of them are not serial killers. They can be CEOs, lawyers, business owners, politicians, Wall Street traders, housewives, doctors. They could be anyone. So, here are 7 signs that someone you know may be a sociopath. Number 1. Sociopaths lack empathy. Antisocial personality disorder is categorized along with other personality disorders, such as borderline personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder.
All right, just to stop right here, I just want to be able to say that, nobody's perfect. And I actually got diagnosed with this before. And I know I have MDD, so major depressive disorder. And it's funny because, like, it's just funny that everybody has a label now. But it's not as black and white as lack of empathy, but it's really more of like I want to say it's more of a sense of a warped sense of empathy. Like most times sociopaths tend to have empathy, but like for a dog rather than their kid or something like that. But yeah, let's carry on. Let's see where else this is going.
Of empathy. Typically, they do not feel any remorse or guilt as they have trouble understanding other people's emotions. As a result, they may emotionally hurt those around them and have difficulty.
Okay, now I'm gonna stop again because all right. Now, for instance, I have trouble understanding certain empathy. I consider myself an empath. I really do. I tend to get a lot of vibes from other people. If they're in an angry mood, I'll get a bad vibe. You know, I'm sensitive to that stuff. People's auras or something. It's not energy. Stop misusing the word energy, please. Energy is just the capacity in which to do work. That's literally the definition of the word. And so, yeah, it's like some people just have these weird fucking mindsets, and you can't have empathy for this because it's downright stupid. So, it again, everything counts in context. Now, you know, are you a sociopath because you can't feel that racism from the skinhead telling you about how much he hates the Jews? Like, no, that's an improper way of looking at it. The hell was that? I have no idea what that sound was. All right, so yeah, so moving on, they're gonna always have the. Let's see what the next one is. Manipulation, dangerous behavior. All right, I can pretty much stop here. Now the thing about sociopaths that they say that they live like dangerously because they lack empathy. So do just regular people that just want to live a fun life. So let's get out of this video because I don't think it's really helping. Because these are not necessarily signs of sociopath, of sociopathy. This is more like signs of just like really obvious signs. Like I was hoping they would give us some little bits, things that I wouldn't know. Now, another thing that people tend to do is misconstrue or misequivalate. It's like this false equivalency between manipulation and intelligence. Now, there does need to be intelligence in order to manipulate, but just because you're a good manipulator does not mean you're, you know, the smartest knife in the drawer. That's not what it means. It's just like when people misunderstand the word wisdom and think that this can be taught or learned. Wisdom is not taught. It's well, it is taught, but it's like wisdom comes from experience. It comes from knowledge and experience, having been there before, the anecdotal kind of evidence. And not only can you apply that anecdotal evidence, but then you can compare and contrast the anecdotal and the statistical. So I think the modern person today is so full of themselves because we have these and all that shit. And, you know, I kind of get it, but it's really strange when you go out into the real world. So yesterday and the day before that, I had gone out in the night to go out, fucking meet anybody, go do something. And I can't tell you how miserable it was out there. It was not only was it fucking miserable, it was lonely. Somehow I'm in one of the biggest cities in the fucking country, and I'm lonely as fuck. There was no one to talk to. Like back in the day, there'd be a hobo to at least hang out with and talk to, and then, you know, the only people I managed to have a conversation with is the one that I was at a train station getting stoned. And I go over to the heat lamp, and there's a couple right there, and they're getting stoned. So we get along really great. And in retrospect, I should have asked where they were going, but I didn't want to be that weirdo. And so we all got along. We're all smoking because I had my own. I didn't, I brought my little cigarette bowl. I carry that little one hitter everywhere, and then a little bag to dip it in. And so I'm taking my hits too. But we're all talking shit and laughing. And then, of course, I was going the opposite direction, so they get on the other train. In retrospect, I should have just fucking hung out with those people. Instead, I ended up just wandering Broadway. And even when I used to do that when I was younger, I'd run into somebody. There was nothing. On a fucking Saturday night in Chicago, Illinois, there was nothing. I saw a person in a dress, and I'm like, all right, something's going on over there. Nope, private party, not allowing anybody in. And when I looked around at the party, they weren't my kind of people anyway. A lot of white people. But, and I don't mean like white people, I mean like rich people, like rich yuppies. So don't think that I'm racist against white people. When I say a lot of white people, I mean like a lot of big wigs. If they had black big wigs, I'd say black big wigs, but they're always white. So yeah, it was just a really sad turn of events. It was a sad realization that a few months ago, I want to say about 8 months ago, not a few, but about 8 months ago, I want to say, I had been wandering. I remember it was a springtime. I think it was spring or summer, but I remember I was wandering about. And I went to Lincoln Avenue, hung out at the bars, and I ended up going, I ended up doing a show out of fucking nowhere. Turned out they actually had a guitar at that bar, and everybody was shot. Like, it was so much fun, and it's such a polar opposite of experience. And, the side that I was on this time is actually more lively than the side I wasn't on that time. And it was never an issue to go out and have a good time. And it seems like people are so fucking shut off from everyone. Only the stoners talk to each other. Everyone else keeps to themselves. And it's very reminiscent of China. If you've ever been or seen a train ride in China, you'll notice it is actually impolite to talk. And I think in Japan too, or it might be Japan. But yeah, on the city buses, nobody talks. It's actually considered rude or inappropriate to speak. And it is dead silent. And I mean, it's kind of nice, but at the same time, it's just, it's dehumanizing, like you're looking at all these people with, stories and lives and history and all this shit that they have to offer the world. And not one person talks to another. That scares the shit out of me. I know I was supposed to show videos, and most likely that no one's going to watch this episode anyway because all I'm doing is talking. But it's scaring the fuck out of me. I mean, I want my world back where I can go out and just talk to people. Now, on Friday, I ended up taking myself out because, again, I got someone canceled on me. And this is just so goddamn discouraging that it's starting to make me really understand and have empathy. Speaking of empathy, so that's a segue. And then I said a thing. And I start to understand the recluses. I'm starting to understand those that have agoraphobia. Maybe it's not even agoraphobia. It's just a hatred for the outside world because everyone is either cruel, selfish, or boring as fuck. And it's such a sad goddamn issue because I don't want that kind of life. We used to have a lot more to offer. And Another thing is it could be simply the matter of where I was, but I don't even think that's true. So here's another one on how to deal with stupid people. And I thought it was an interesting video and thought, well, let's check it out, give it a few minutes. If it's any good, we'll check it out.
Welcome to Be Different for Success. Today we'll be talking about how to deal with stupid people. This comes down to how we define stupid people and
Oh, shut up.
decisions that seem to lack all common sense. Number 1. Lower your standards. This one is tough, but a very important part of the reason that you may find yourself constantly frustrated by the stupidity in the world is because you have unrealistic expectations.
Okay, that's number one. Lowering your standards. Nope, I disagree. I mean, how low can my standards get? I mean, we used to be at a point where it was like, small talk was small talk, but I don't have any expectations when I talk to somebody. I don't have any predisposition to anything. I simply just wait and see what happens. All right. So yeah, totally wrong on that one. Let's try let's try number 2.
Number 2. Try to see any situation from their perspective.
That's just basic empathy. Everybody does that. You wouldn't have gone up to the person in the first place if you hadn't have been considering their perspective. That's what makes you talk to somebody. You're not going to talk to somebody that has their arms crossed and literally like has a shirt saying, "Leave me alone, go fuck yourself," So that is another blanket, obvious bullshit answer. Okay, what's the next one?
Number 3. Understand that not everyone has the same advantages genetically or environmentally.
What the fuck? So they're basically saying that you're the asshole. I love this. How to deal with stupid people. Stop being an asshole. I'm not an asshole. I'm just trying to figure out how to deal with stupid people. And, maybe there should be a video called like how to. No, it's really how to deal with stupid people. I don't know how else I could have worded it. And yeah, what do you mean? Remember that people are genetically blah 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 blah. Yeah, there's fat people, there's skinny people, there's all types of people. Again, that's a very glib way of looking at it because, again, I wouldn't have gone up to you in the first place. Like there's certain people that have this very inviting aura to them. They have like I hope that I have that because I try to convey that like, I'm the kind of guy that like, if you sit next to me and start talking, we're going to fucking shoot some shit, but this is like telling you like, stop being a dick and what, am I going to call someone fat and slow the very moment I met them? I don't know. It's just weird. All right, let's check out what number 3 is.
Number 4.
4.
Understand that you probably won't be able to change their minds.
Okay, and I'm officially done. This is what I'm talking about. This is where we've come to. Everything is this blanket bullshit explanation. And oftentimes when you see these like top 10 tips and shit, they're always really kind of fucking worthless. Now, when I did the episode on county and I figured, hey, it's New Year's, y'all might do some crazy shit and end up in county. So one person actually wrote to me commenting saying, please keep this episode up. This is gold. Now, I don't care if dude was being sarcastic or he was dead serious. It's a decent thing to fucking watch if you're going to be going to jail. So if you're going to be dealing with stupid people, and let's say I had to, rely on that video alone, I'd be fucked. Because, I mean, all it did was say, don't be a dick. Yeah, we're not being a dick. That's what we're trying to fucking deal with the stupid people. If I was a dick, I would have walked away from them or fucking punched one in the face. Like, I mean, seriously, this is just goddamn stupid. So, the truth is that you're going to be dealing with stupid sociopaths everywhere now. And because of the internet, that shit ain't helping. This shit only makes everybody even more obsessed with themselves. And it's amazing because, you know, like I said, I'm understanding agoraphobia now because I don't want to go out there. For what? Everybody's mean. And like that kind of sounds like a bitch thing to say, but it's true. Everybody's so goddamn mean. Like, why is everyone so butthurt over something? There's always something. If it's not the politics, it's the fucking weather. If it's not the weather, it's the mayor. If it's not the mayor, it's the immigrants. It's always some bullshit. It's never like, I don't know, man. What we need, and I'm dead serious, we need this. We need a weed bar. A bar where we can smoke weed and chill. And it's specifically designed, or not designed, but it's specifically for pot smokers that don't want to fucking sit at their house alone. So anyone is allowed to talk to anyone. And you know, just be cool, enjoy each other's company, and it would be a nice place to go make a fucking friend. Because, like, if I, you know, right now, I honestly have now, I think about 3 friends that I give a flying fuck about, and the one dude that I ended up changing plans with to go hang out with somebody that ended up ditching me anyway, I should have just chilled with my bro in the first place. He wanted to go to the driving range. I should have just went to the driving range. Instead, I got 2 days of disappointment, sadness, loneliness, and the feeling of being left out on this world. Like, straight up, like the fucking world moved on without me. And that's cool. I don't even want to be a part of it no more. So if y'all want to be a part of mine, I'll be a part of yours. And come check me out over here. If you live in Chicago, hit me up. We'll go smoke. All right. But seriously, I'm done with fucking like everybody I used to know. I'm just fucking done. Except for those like 5 people I still have. All right. So I'm sorry. I know I'm a little butt hurt and it's just been a really bad fucking weekend. And if this is a sign of things to come, then 2024 is by far the year of the sociopath. All right. So, love y'all. Stay safe. Stay yourselves. Stay free. And stay away from pork. And I'll see you on the other side. Most of all, please stay cheesy, my friends. And I'm sorry about the theme song. It didn't come out as good as I hoped. The original one sounded better.